Wonderful. So as you come to the head of your mat, take notice of your feet. Starting to spread your toes and find a moment to move around and explore all four corners of your foot. Maybe even shifting forward and back. Just getting to know where the root and beginning of your practice starts. And once you rest your feet, take time to allow the heaviness from the bottom of the feet, the rootedness, to rise upward through the legs, inviting a neutralness to your pelvis. And energetically, as well as muscularly, begin to reach up. So find the belly already toning and lifting. Starting to reach into the larger muscles that support the shoulder. Feeling the extension of the arms, inviting an elevation of your gaze. Notice the stretch of the belly. And stretch your breath. And carefully guide yourself forward, hinging in your hips. And then very passively, exhale. And release the crown of the head, release the shoulders. Relax your belly at this point. And feel the heaviness in the bottom of your feet. Notice how your weight is distributed between the left and right side. And feel the big toe side of the foot fully rooted. Start to elevate your gaze halfway. Place your hands on your hips, and instead of rolling, just push into the feet and rise to standing. So we start to get to notice what that feels like to really work with the hinge of the hips. Moving from the pelvis, bring your hands back to your hips. Again, exhale, leading with the heart and sternum. Make your way back to forward fold. Releasing the arms. Let's do that with the fingertips hanging. Gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Without putting your hands on your hips, work from your hips, rising up to standing. Inhale, hands reach up. And we'll do that again. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from your hips. Without any roundedness of the spine. Keep the length, look out. Exhale, again, forward fold. And from the crease of the hips, rise. Palms together, reach up. This time, release your hands to the side, Samastitihi. And each time we move through Vinyasa, think of that. No rolling of the spine. Big breath, reach up. Exhale, flat back, forward fold. Hinging in the hips, really focus. Inhale, gaze out, lengthen. Now, step back for plank. And breathe here. Think of rising from the shoulders. Use your hands like you use your feet. Shifting energy, noticing all four corners of the palm. And then find that beautiful balance right in between. Elevate your shins. Reach back with your heels. Elongate your spine by lifting your gaze. Tone your belly. Lift up even higher in the shoulders. And breathe. And as you drop your knees, again, keep your gaze forward. Long, lengthened spine. Lower down. Inhale, tuck your toes back to plank. And then straight back for downward facing dog as you push forward with the palms, reaching the heels back. Steady your breath now. Letting the ears rest right between your shoulders. Keeping the belly drawn in and up so you keep that length of your spine. Even now, hinging in your hips. Feel that slight compression, but fill your low back. Keep it nice and full, no back bend. And then doing your best, take your right leg high. Pull your knee as close to your belly as you can as you shift forward. And then step forward. Inhale, elevate to your fingers. Release your left foot back to the right. From your hips and from your feet, rise. Palms together, reach up. Exhale from the hips, lower, forward fold. Inhale, gaze. Stepping back for plank. Lower to the earth. Upward facing dog. Breathing here. Maybe the shins are elevated, maybe the knees are down. Draw your heart and sternum forward. And then drop the knees and very slowly lower yourself to the earth. From here, press into your palms. Press back for child's pose with the arms in length. And then making your way back to upward facing dog. Lower yourself to the earth. Tuck your toes, return back to plank. And then downward facing dog. And we'll stay for maybe 3 breaths. Focus on that line of energy from your fingertips all the way up the arms, from the crown of the head all the way up the spine. And down to the heels. Right, nice toned belly. And your left leg is high. Pull that forward, knee really close to your belly. Step forward. Invite your right leg high. And then return right foot to meet left foot. From your hips, rise, palms together, reach up. Exhale, hands forward, releasing down, Samastitihi. Palms together, reach up. Exhale from the hips, hinging. Compress in the crease of the hip. Release your spine. Gaze out, lift your belly too. Step back, plank pose. Lower straight down. Upward facing dog. Rising from your hips, up and back. That might allow you to roll over your toes. Again, focus on toning your belly, filling your low back. And lift your gaze a little bit. When you lift your gaze, you release your cervical spine. Remembering that from the very top of the head, down the back of the neck. Right? That's spine as well. And as you reach the crown of the head, you give the rest of the spine an opportunity to unwind. So keep your gaze forward. Think of a neutral spine. So from the tops of the shoulders extending outward, a straight line. And then shift yourself to plank again. Remember, you're looking just beyond your mat or just beyond your fingers. Don't lift your hips here. Keep a flat back. Lower forward and straight down. Back to upward facing dog. Your quads and your glutes are engaged slightly. And then from your hips, up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's take 3 more breaths. Again, keep the crown long and lengthened. And then carefully drop down to the knees. And you're going to step back with your right foot. And keep it lifted. Lift up through the belly, lift up from the shoulders. Start to elevate your leg, and then lower your leg just a few times. A little pulse. Investigating what's happening with the glute muscles here. Make sure that your toes are facing down. And then stepping forward with the right foot. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Bring your palms together. See if you can rise and lift and lengthen the left quad. Rooting firmly through the bottom of your right foot. And then release your hands down. Elevate your left shin bone. Rotate that heel over to the right side. Now turn your torso over to the left and place your palm as you reach to the sky with your right hand. And then rising back up, rotate the shin bone and the torso back. Tuck your left toes and elevate for high lunge. Press your palms and reach up overhead. Find that neutral pelvis, squeezing and hugging in through the legs. Roll your left heel back. And carefully, let's take Vinyasa. Once your hands come down, you step straight back. Keeping that line of energy, lower. Upward facing dog. From your hips, lift. Up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. Dropping down to the knees. Elevate your left leg. Draw your belly in and up. Toes towards the ground. Pulsing slightly up and down. And then carefully step forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Join your palms. Rising a little bit more, rooting through all 4 corners of your left foot, lifting from the side body. And then carefully bring your hands together in front of your heart. Elevate your right shin. Sweep it over to the left side. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches to the sky. Gazing up towards your palm. Try to deepen and slow your breath here. And then carefully push off the right hand, come back, rotate your torso back to the front. Inhale, arms reach up. Tucking the toes, elevate, high lunge. Play with your posture a little bit. And think of flat back. Once your hands come down, step straight back. Move forward. Flat back, lower. Upward facing dog. From your hips, up and back. Let's take 3 breaths. And this time, step forward with your right foot. Make your way to high lunge so you can sweep your hands up. Take your left hand back. Maybe place it on your left leg. Rotate your right palm back and sort of stretch through the front leg and keep extending outward through the fingers of your right hand. And then bringing the left arm up, come back to high lunge, but then open for warrior 2. And we'll reverse that reach again. So left hand down, right palm up and back, maybe looking over to the left side. Think of fingertips all the way down to the right knee. Keep extending that right side body. And then rotating back to high lunge. So pivot on the left foot, lower to the earth. We're going to come back to that reach behind us. So left shin over to the right side. As you come down to the left palm, sweep your left hand back this time, right hand back this time, and think of that line of energy from fingertips all the way outward to the right knee. So you can gaze up towards your right palm. Keep the right hip open. Feel all 4 corners of your right foot. And come back to center. Rising back up with the arms. Make your way to high lunge. So palms down. Inhale, sweep your hands forward and up. We'll take vinyasa from here. Hands come down, step straight back. Move forward, flat back, lower. Upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Exhale and begin 3 breaths. Carefully lift your left leg high. Step forward to the front of the mat. Rising for high lunge, arms sweep up. Taking the right hand back. Rotating that left palm. Look up, reach up. Start to push off the left foot. Breathing and reaching. And carefully, right arm returns. Open for warrior 2. Right hand down, left hand up and back. Gazing over to the right side. Extension, fingertips all the way down, extending outward through the left knee. And as the arms come back, rotate to low lunge. Inhale, hands reach. Pivot on the knee. Bring that right heel back. Right hand comes down. As the left hand comes down, we find that line of energy, fingertips all the way down that left side. So essentially your left hand is in line with the left knee. Keep breathing. You might lift your gaze to your left palm. And don't let the right hand lead you. Use your left foot as well. Slowly fold forward, come back to center. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Step forward to the front of the mat. Take a halfway gaze. Exhale, forward fold, hinging in your hips. Rise straight up, palms together, reaching. Exhale, hands down, Samastitihi. Let's hop our feet together. Palms together, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look out. Step back for plank. Keep looking forward, move forward, lower. Upward facing dog. Up and back for downward facing dog. Slightly lift your gaze. Find those lines of energy. Beginning, inhale. And exhale, 3 breaths. And then drop down to the knees and take child's pose, keeping the palms in extension. Feel that lift of the arms. Relax your belly, but draw further forward, really lengthening the side body, lengthening through the spine, walking the belly towards the tops of the knees. And then push yourself forward. Tuck your toes, make your way to plank, lower. Upward facing dog. From your hips, up and back, downward facing dog. Taking your left foot forward. Open up for warrior 2. Just breathing there. And then carefully take your left forearm to your left knee and bring your right hand down until it's finding that line of energy again. All right, so fingertips extending outward, releasing through the side of the right foot. And then back to warrior 2. Parallel your feet, inviting your right heel inward. Make your way to warrior 2, arms out. Gazing over the right hand. Take your time. Bring the right forearm to the knee. Extend the left arm in line with the left ear. And think of that line, fingertips all the way down, extending outward through the outside of your left heel. And gaze can be out or gaze can be towards your left palm. Slowly returning back to warrior 2. Straighten your legs. Keep your left foot as it is. Rotate your torso towards your right side and carefully begin to forward fold. Again, you're working from the crease of your right hip. You might rest your hands on your shin bone from here. You might use your fingertips or you might place your palms. Keeping the gaze outward, keep the spine long and lengthened. Let's take 3 breaths. Micro bend the right knee. Return back to warrior 2. Parallel your feet. Once you parallel your feet, elevate your left heel, bring it in. Come back to a bend, arms out and open, gazing over your left palm. Straightening both legs. Rotate your torso towards your left side. Inhale, arms reach up. Carefully hinging in the left hip. Begin to fold forward, maybe hands on your shin bone. Maybe fingertips, perhaps your palms. Again, long and lengthened, focus on compressing in that left hip. Focus on reaching and lengthening the spine. And then microbend your left knee if you need to. Pivot on the ball of your right foot. Take your right knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. From here, you're going to sweep your right hand back. Gaze back towards your right heel. Lean back and see if you can find that. Find that line of energy again. Left hand extending upward and outward, reaching all the way down to the left hip. If you like, you can continue to reach back and extend back, but no ballerina arms. All right, keep it straight, keep it extended, keep it reaching. Maybe lift your gaze towards your palm. All fingers together. Rooted through all four corners of that left foot. Look down, come back to center. Bring your hands to the earth. Step back for plank, nice flat back. Move forward and lower. Upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog. All right, carefully step forward with your right foot. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Focus on your left hand, reach it back. Gaze towards your heel. Lean towards your heel. Right arm extending and reaching. Maybe gazing up towards your palm. Focusing on the right foot. The openness of the right hip, the extension of that arm, the extension of the side body. Can you deepen your breath? Slow it down. And then make your way back to center. Arms reach up, hands to the earth, back to plank, lower, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths. So a little bit longer this time. Explore the rootedness of the palms and the rootedness of your feet. Explore toning the front body, the back body, the side body. Where is your weight distributed in this moment? Can you feel your pointer fingers? Can you feel your thumbs? Can you feel your pinkies? And then carefully drop down to your knees. Pressing back for child's pose, keep the extension of the arms. Shift yourself to tabletop. Tuck your toes right here. Elevate for plank pose. Keep your gaze long and lengthen. Shift forward from the foot. Lower. Make your way back to upward facing dog. And to downward facing dog. Let's take our right leg high. And then drop down to the left knee. Opening up, keep the right leg lifted and lift your right hand up and open. And then take your right hand down and travel in extension, finding one line from your fingertips extending outward through your right heel. And then take your right leg almost to the earth and lift it back up. Take your right leg almost to the earth and lift it back up. One more time, almost to the earth and lift it back up. Carefully return yourself back to center, tabletop. Extend your left leg back and open. Left arm reaching, left leg extended. Carefully find that one line of energy. Left arm in line with your left ear. And then slowly lowering the left leg. Inhale, lift it. Try 2 more times. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Again, lowering. That final lift. Find that line all the way down the left side of the body. And return back to tabletop. Rising to the tops of the knees, sweep your hands. Join your palms. Tuck your right toes. Reach straight back with your right hand to your heel. Inhale, keep extending upward through the left palm. And then right hand returns. Release your right toes, tuck your left foot, reach back to your left heel. Continue to extend upward and outward through the right arm. Don't forget to tone through the belly. Lengthen and lift out of your low back. And then arms reach up. Exhale, make your way to tabletop. And then do a few rounds of cat-cow. Tuck your toes, return to downward facing dog. Focus on toning front body, back body, side body. And then step forward to the front of the mat. Let's take a little halfway gaze. Exhale, make your way to forward fold. Remember, you're hinging in the hips. As you look out, you're moving from the hips again. Rise up. Exhale, hands forward and down, Samastitihi. Let's move a little bit faster. Palms together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, make your way to forward fold, lengthen spine. Gazing out, lengthen. Step back for plank. It's a shift forward and lower. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Right leg high, step forward. Inhale, palms together, reach up. Exhale, hands return back to the earth and you lower right away. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, step forward. That's one breath. Rising with the arms. Exhale, hands come down, step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's stay for 5 breaths. And it always begins after your first exhalation. Step forward with your right foot. Step forward with your left foot. Halfway gaze from your hips. Exhale, compress, forward fold. Rise to standing, palms together, reach up. Exhale, hands back to your sides. Again, palms together, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze and lengthen. Exhale, step back, lower to the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, step forward, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down, lower from plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, step forward, hands reach up. Exhale, hands down, lower to the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Begin 5 breaths. Stepping back to the front of the mat, right foot, left foot. Inhale, look out. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to standing, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Let's do one more, palms together, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze and lengthen. Step back and lower. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg high, step forward, arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands come down, step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high, step forward, arms reach up, that's all an inhale. Exhale, hands come down, step back, lower. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward. Enter 5 full breaths. Slowing them down. Focus on your alignment. Those lines of energy. Participate with all of your muscles, all of your joints. Let's close it out. Step forward, right foot. Step forward, left foot. Halfway gaze. Forward fold. Rise to standing, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the sides, Samastitihi. Now close your eyes and feel your feet. Checking in with the alignment. Again, extending upward through the legs. Notice the rise and lift of your collarbones and your sternum as your lungs are expanding. Notice the neutralness of your pelvis. Feel the shoulders relaxing away from the ears, but still this uprightness of your spine extending outward through the crown of the head. Notice the internal warmth. Vinyasas are there to help us build heat, to remove any toxins from the body, or on the spiritual level, the tapas. Thoughts, the thinking, the unneeded stuff that we hold in our bodies and in our minds. So every time we do a cycle of Vinyasa, we're working with that wheel of life. Let's carefully make your way to your back. And once you arrive, take a nice full body stretch. Arms and legs reaching. And choosing what final rest looks like to you today, you could simply release your arms out and open, letting the feet collapse out and open. If you would like to take a butterfly pose, bringing the bottom of your feet together and letting the knees drift outward, that's fine too. Take comfort in your breath, in your physical body, and in that wonderful divine and inherent nature. Of the wholeness of your being in this moment. There's something wonderful about vinyasas. We know that there's a beginning and an end, but we know that they continue, right? The in-breath, the out-breath. It doesn't end. The constant flow of life, and the life energy. Experiencing the moment and releasing it, letting it go. When we're in vinyasas, we don't look back and wish, oh, I wish I could repeat that plank pose again. We just keep moving forward. We just keep breathing. Keep experiencing along the way. Moving towards a deeper understanding of our nature as thinking, breathing beings. Hopefully moving forward, experiencing more gratitude and kindness, more forgiveness and allowance. Let's take a few moments to be quiet and still. And then very slowly enter the breath and begin to move. Take time to step your feet to the earth, rock from side to side. And then rolling to the side, make your way to some kind of seated pose. Inviting your hands together before your heart, bowing to that internal space. I thank you for your practice, for your care, your kindness. Namaste.